Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to show you the conclusion of building our barbecue, our built-in barbecue. So this is the finished product that we've got here. So at the end of this whole thing, we built two different things. The first thing we built is we built one long rectangle. I made this with treated lumber because frankly there's going to be no heat on this, and so it doesn't need to be heat resistant and that sort of thing. The part where the grill is, we actually ordered that from the barbecue coach. It's an aluminum frame. You order it, it comes as a rectangle, and then you can order cutouts to basically cut out and drop your grill into the location for the height that you need and the depth that you need for the particular grill you're putting in. So we put in this KitchenAid grill, so I measured that, we cut it with a hacksaw. You know, that's a little bit intimidating, but it's doable for sure. It's easy to do. I would say the barbecue coach frames are okay. The frames themselves are really good, but if you haven't drilled a screw, even self-tapping screws into metal, it can be challenging. It's not as easy as they show you on any video on their site. It's not that easy, right? You have to get all the screws in. You have to make sure you probably have to get a metal drill bit just to get it started and that sort of thing. The holes are not pre-drilled for you. The screws don't come with it. But once you get all that put together, it's a really good solid frame. And we just connected it to our wood frame on this side, and we wrapped the whole thing in hardy concrete board to basically make a nice hard frame. So as we did that, we wanted to finish it to match what we have on the front of our house and the pillars for our pool. So we wanted to get the same stone. It's a faux stone by Pro Stone, and it's really the real big benefit to it is you have pre-made corners. The stone's a lot lighter, it's a lot easier to work with, and so we just used some mortar mix that's made for stone, and we basically applied it to the hardy plank. We just buttered all the different stones, and we pieced them and fit them into the different places. Almost like so it's higher in the middle. Doing that on both sides. We're using, it's a Pro Stone. It's a fake stone, so technically it's like concrete poured into molds. So it's just concrete on the back, and then they make nice little fancy different colors on it, different shapes on it. Looks like real stone when you actually put it all on there. So much lighter weight, easier to work with, by far cheaper. So we bought a bunch of Pro Stone. Now we're putting it on our hardy board. So this is the hardy backer that we're putting it on. We use this too instead of concrete boards. It's a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to cut. You can cut it with a utility knife. The grill we ordered separately on Amazon. So we ordered that separately, so it's a nice KitchenAid grill, 4 burners, stainless steel everything. Really kind of a nice grill. We ordered that, and then we also ordered the doors separately from Amazon. So I didn't really care if I had KitchenAid doors or not, you know. So I just wanted stainless steel doors. Needed big enough to get a tank into it, and that's really about it. So ordered those separately. Those are like $140 separately, and they just connect, you know, with some screws in the top and the bottom and the sides. So they connect really nicely into the aluminum frame that we have for the barbecue itself. So everything else from this, and then we went and got stone to the top. So we got travertine. We wanted the travertine to somewhat match what we have for the deck that we have for our pool. So we're trying to get everything to kind of match. Obviously the decking for the pool has been in a lot longer, so it has a little bit more dirt on it. So these will start matching a little bit more. These are ivory stones, and we cut them and just made like a little pattern into to give it a little bit more of a unique look to it. So we cut a pattern in through the middle of it, and then put the stones in. Same thing, mixed up some mortar mix, put the stones in, set them really tight, and that's really it. So the other thing that we did with this, which I think is super important, is we got venting for the sides. So as you can see, there's venting on the bottom. We also put in 2 vents on the back side of this as well. So that way with the propane underneath, or if we want to convert it to natural gas, which we might do later, we can do that with this grill. We have vents in the front, vent on the side, 2 vents in the back, 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Want to make sure that you don't have gas being trapped, or if your propane tank leaks or something like that, you don't want the hazard of something being able to explode. So we have airflow coming from 3 of the sides to make sure that we keep that any kind of gas leak or anything that might happen with it moving through and not getting stored and trapped underneath the grill. So that's really it. I mean, this is a big project, probably one of the larger ones we did. I'm really pretty happy with the turnout of what it looks like. The one thing I would caution is putting the stone on is try not to get a bunch of mortar mix or grout or whatever on your stones. It's a big pain in the butt. We're gonna have to do some cleanup. As you can see, there's some different places here where I have extra grout or mortar in there that we're gonna have to go through. We're gonna have to scrub them down a little bit and get some of this cleaned up just to make sure that the stones look, you know, we want the stone, obviously we paid for the stone, so we want the stone to look good. We don't want it to have mortar mix there. So, or grout. So that's really it. I mean, besides that, it's a doable project. You got to take your time. It's something that will definitely, you don't want to, you're not going to get it done in a weekend. Or maybe you will. I didn't. So overall on this, just to add up some numbers, we roughly spent about $2,000. So that's including the grill. The grill alone is $700. So to build out the frame, the stone, the outside stone, the bags of mortar mix, pouring a concrete foundation, the travertine top, we spent about $2,000, probably $1,900 to $2,000. So not terribly bad. I've seen grills like this pre-made, not matching, not quality travertine stone, not quality travertine exterior stones to match things. And they'll go anywhere between $4,500 for tiny ones that have kind of crappy countertops and stuff like that to $8,000. And they're still a little bit smaller than what you would see here in an L shape. What I like about this is it gives me plenty of room to move stuff around, to cook meat, put stuff over here. People can walk up, grab a snack, grab whatever they need. I could still be cooking over here. And then when I'm plating stuff, I could plate on this side. So that was really the goal of this, is to like grab stuff, cook, plate, hand off. Grab stuff, cook, plate, hand off. Okay, the only thing I'd probably do differently if I was going to do this project again is I really thought that this was a bigger pitch off. The land pitched off a lot harder. So I didn't think I thought it was going to be too big a pitch for it to kind of roll off the hill. But what I would probably end up doing is extend this out so the counter would come out a little bit further here and put in bar stools here. Because then while I'm cooking, if I'm serving food or the kids want to eat out here or whatever, they come, there's enough room for about 3 stools here, like 1, 2, 3. And then if the counter came out a little bit further, they could eat here while I'm cooking. Now, I don't know that in practice that would actually work, because you might get a lot of heat off the grill blowing this direction. So if I have to, I'll add that later, and I'll figure out a way to kind of make that look kind of natural and do something like that. But that's really the only other thing I would probably change about this project, is to do something along those lines. You will see I did some stutter steps on this project. So I thought this pitch off here was bigger, so I got retaining wall blocks. Didn't need them. So it was actually better just to pour a concrete foundation for it. I probably over poured the concrete foundation. The guy told me 6 inches of concrete was probably a lot with some mesh in it. He said I probably could park a semi-truck on where the barbecue's at, so I probably would pour a little bit less concrete. And it probably would saved me a little bit of money as well. But besides that, it really turned out pretty nice. It's super solid. You could stand on it. I mean, it is solid. That's really about it. Other than that, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up. Let us know if you've ever tried to conquer a project like this. And the other thing I should say is I did use a tile saw that has a diamond blade on it. So I did have to cut a few stones when we started talking about getting it to where we needed to get these stones into the corner here. Some people can really do a great job of taking a hammer and breaking those stones off. I tried that, not so much me. So it didn't really work for me. And as you can see, we have a little rock frog in there who has found a new home. So even better. So anyways, that's it for now. And if you subscribe to our channel, let us know how you did. And if you have any questions for me, shoot me a message. Thanks.